Hello and welcome everyone. Hope you are doing okay. So today we are gonna do some animation and not really. I'm sorry guys, but that is what I went through. I thought a little bit about it and I realized that when you animate in 3D, of course, you can, after the animation, decide to move slightly the camera and that would work. But using 2D, it's totally different, of course. So, if for example, you take this monkey head in 2D, let's consider it to be animated, okay? And if I animate it now, and I decide to change the point of view, of course, you can see that it's not gonna work. So, based on that, I decided I needed to do some work on some kind of storyboard. Like having all the sets ready, almost as a rough, and so that in there I could decide the camera's point of view. So for that, what I'm gonna use, it's something I haven't talked about yet, it's here on the top right hand corner of the screen. It's called the scenes. So it's just this small element here. And on the left, you've got a drop down that would be a list of all the different scenes existing in your project. Here you can name them or rename them. And at the right here, you have all the options to create a new scene. It can be either a brand new scene with everything empty. Okay. The second option is copy settings, so it will copy your render setting from the current scene. The third one is linked scene, so you will have two identical scenes, and if you modify something from one, it will modify the others. And there, a full copy is like just a copy of your current scene. All the new objects, if you modify them, they won't modify the original objects. They won't be linked. Okay. And a scene could be considered as, so far, a kind of blend file into another blend file. Okay, so let's start a new scene that I can call the storyboard that you can see here. Okay, I'm just rearranging my 3D viewports. And now we can start. Okay, and now I'm just gonna create another new scene with a set which is gonna be the bedroom. So I'm gonna call this room to show you something that can be used. So I'm just gonna add a cube here and then I'm gonna animate it. Okay, like that, you know how to do this. It's pretty simple. And now if I switch back to my storyboard scene, what I can do here in the video editing layout, okay, this is displaying what I'm gonna see and render. This is my timeline, and there I can add another scene to here. So you can see there are the different names here, and if I add this scene, I will have a stripe that is the length of the animation range from this scene, and then of course at the moment we don't see anything. The preview window is empty, so I'm gonna delete this, go back here, and why is that? This is because there is no camera in this scene. So Blender doesn't know what to display. Now I've added a camera. Okay. Let's go back to this scene again. Change the layouts. Add this one. And now you can see we've got our cube and it's animated. Okay. That's something you can use. It's not very, very optimized. So sometimes you can slow down. So use it carefully. But you can use that to edit your scenes and how they would combine all together. Okay? So I'm just gonna go back to this scene, rename the camera, okay, and then delete the cube. I'm gonna add a new one and start with the real new scene. This is gonna be a bedroom, as I said. So what I do when I want to create a scene very fast is that I think about one of the main elements that I would know the dimensions. So because it's a bedroom, you will have a bed in there. So what I'm just doing now is creating the bed with the correct real life size. And then around that, I'm just creating a box that will act as my walls. Because I already have the bed, which is the correct size inside, this means I can kinda guess the size of all the other elements. Okay? So there I'm using the global position of my elements that I know in the world where they are. And I can set the height here to a normal 2.3 or 2.5 meters height. This is like a normal height for a ceiling. And then I'm just gonna adjust every element of this room. Okay, one by one, like that. Okay, and now I'm just deleting a few faces from my box so that I can see the inside of what my bedroom is gonna look like. And now I'm starting to add furnitures. And as I already said, because there is a bed beside it, I can just guess, okay, if it's like something just beside the bed, I know it can have this size and it's not wrong. Okay? So I'm just gonna do all the elements of the simple 3D elements of this bedroom. And then what I'm gonna do is adding a grease pencil object to this scene, and this will allow me to draw the other elements, less important, but are still gonna be parts of my final design. I mean, I might build them in 3D later on, or keep them in 3D, or refine them to exist in 2D, okay? But this is like, it is helping me to think and to add very fast elements to my scene. I've switched to an orthographic view of the scene. It's not handy when you've got like the ceiling that is masking part of the elements, but when you draw on a 3D surface, it works much better when you use this kind of parameters for the grease pencil. So I'm adding everything I can, lamps, details to the furniture, pillows, frames on the wall, and this is like a chandelier, and any elements that will make this room look alive, so that then I can think about the best shots and also if there is something that is missing. Now I'm trying to find good camera shots, okay, that will be used in shots, so that I can confirm when I will be drawing the final animation that this is the point of view I'm gonna use. Okay? So once that is done, I've just added this strip to my storyboard scene to see how it is looking like. And now I can validate, let's say, the scene and the camera's point of view. I'm now showing you the sped up video of another place, which is the bathroom. Okay, I'm using exactly the same process, starting with something that has a size that is known, and then adding all the necessary elements beside it, 3D at first, and then finish up the details with the grease pencil objects on the 3D surface most of the time. Okay, so that I can know what I'm gonna add in 3D or as a 2D details later on. Okay, and again choosing the final point of view. Here is another place. Okay, the entrance of the apartments. Now I'm just gonna show you some few parts of all the other places. So you got supermarkets. There's also hairdresser place. Then a workspace is also part of the short film. A park outside. Okay. Then this is a bus. Looks like could look like anything, but this is a bus interior. And here I just wanted to talk about something that is also useful. When you're working with several scenes, it's like, as I said earlier, it's like having a lot of Blender files inside one file. And it's very convenient because you can also now copy one element from one scene to the other. So here I've copied what is supposed to be used as a lamppost and a tree that I've made quickly for the park scene. This is very handy because using other files you will have to import or append these elements, but then they are just in the same blend file, so you can just copy and paste the elements as needed. Okay, so this was a street scene, and now of course I'm gonna work on the point of view from the scene that we've worked on the most, the cafes. Okay, and I'm just gonna add this scene a camera with, as you might have seen, there's almost like 3 points of view in most of them, just so that it will limit the amount of work I'm gonna have to do, because the more there is, so the more work there will be. Okay, and I'm just finishing off with the one we worked from since the beginning of this project. Okay, and maybe I might change a few things in there. Okay, so now I'm just adding, to finish this up, all the scenes to my storyboards timeline. Okay, just one by one, and then you can see as a finish all of them playing in the preview screen at the top. Okay, so that was today's lesson. I hope that was useful as usual to you, and that you're also very excited about this project. All in all, it took me about 3 hours to have all of this done. It takes a bit of time, but that's necessary, and of course now I have most of the sets roughly done. Of course it's very rough, but that's still very good to have that done. And of course, if I have to adjust the camera later on, I will, but then I think that will be the time for us to start the animation. So enjoy again all you do. Add a link in the description if you want me to have a look at your own project. I'd like to see them. Otherwise, as usual, have a good day, have a good week. This is gonna be a good one. Enjoy your life, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.